within 3 months, roughly, from right now, I will be peacock screaming noise free when we move out of this neighborhood. I think we've been here since around 2003 or 4. I think it was 3. Seasonal, like half the year, screaming peacocks while you sleep, while you wake, doesn't matter. Will finally be gone. Can't wait. Now, on to the important stuff. First, I gotta see out of my car window if you don't mind. Back to the Future date, the movie. You'll find out in 30 years. That's today. October 21st, 2015. Now, granted, we had this, you know, the Shemitah Day, the 23rd, 24th September date that was in so many movies. It was incredible. And you could say, well, nothing specifically happened on that day, although Shemitah and whatnot, you know. Yeah, Russia did go in and handle business on ISIS on the day. That's something to kind of look at. But at the same time, sometimes these things don't happen. I mean, even when you have a stock market crash, it's not a single day event and then everything's, you know, completely collapsed and that's it. It goes on for a month or two. Sometimes the Shemitah, you know, for the next year or whatever from that cycle, just bad news everywhere. You know, it just is what it is. Now, that particular movie, Back to the Future, essentially points the date, October 21st, 2015. The director just released his other movie, The Walk, which is the guy doing the tightrope thing over the Twin Towers. It's the same director. Even the character, when put side by side with Marty and his little red shirt and all, it's like almost the same guy, it looks like. You know, I mean, it's not Marty McFly, which is Michael J. Fox, but it, you know, so the guy looks similar. Similar outfit and everything. And that movie, as many of you know, predicted, which I hate to say predicted, I think they already knew about it, obviously, and put it in our faces like they love to do for fun. But it predicted 9/11. The Twin Peaks Mall, Twin Towers, then the towers go bye-bye. One tower deal comes up in its place. He goes back, and then all of a sudden when he's back, Twin Peaks Mall has changed to, I forgot what the name is now, you know, Single Peak, or it's no longer Twin Peaks Mall, it's something else, like, you know, One Peak Mall or whatever it was, I don't remember right now. So, you know, again, you have Marty McFly in the future, who's flying upside down with these Levitron boots, anti-gravity boots, flies into his house, his own house, into the living room, and on the table is a set with, you know, it's set with, of course, props, and it's essentially New York City. Like I said the other day, it's got the green Statue of Liberty's hand holding the little flame thing, and it's on. That's like a thing on their table in front of their TV. Like, who has that sitting there? And then right behind it is the TV on, and it can't tune the channel in very well. So it's, you know, the channels jump. You know, it's like out of phase or whatever, so it's jumping. And it's a picture of just the Twin Towers, nothing else. Now, if you're upside down Marty McFly looking at this, the towers are falling. Both of them. And there's the Statue of Liberty. Sorry, you know this is a New York City backdrop. Again, you have the all-seeing eye triangle, the same exact one that's on your dollar bill, identical. In the, I believe it's a scene where the lightning bolt strikes the wire and it hits the car at the right time. He can go back into the, you know, the future where he came from, and they pan the camera and go across the hardware store, which has the letters 911, 911, and it's pasted on the little awning. I mean, the pyramid all-seeing eye. Not just some little eyeball painted on a awning. No, it's that deal. And there's a few other things that, you know, are in there. But if today's the day and it talked about 9/11, and that's the only, you know, and again, the other interesting thing is in the, I think it was part 2, you know, and he's walking in front of the clock tower. Hey kid, can you pitch in to help save the clock tower? You know, that thing got hit by lightning, you know, 50 years or 30 years ago, or whatever. He's like, you know, and he's, oh no, I can't, you know, oh come on, that thing's a monument now, oh, you know, you got to. And he looks up and he sees this, you know, futuristic big screen. Oh, the Cubbies won the World Series. Oh man, imagine that. And I'm just gonna say, by chance right now, boy, them Cubs are looking pretty good. Like in real life. You know, remains to be seen, but holy crap. Interesting comment from 30 years ago if you did not know the future. And you got that luckily right, and you got 9/11 luckily right. And if there's something that happens today, you will know unequivocally. You don't have to wonder, oh, it was ISIS, it was Syria, it was this guy, that guy. No. You don't have to wonder. You will already know who did it. The same club members who did the last one, and any other one you thought was a real one. So, today's the day. Is it going to be a dud with absolutely nothing? Or do the elitist banking Jew cabal have something in store for us like they did on 9/11? Anyone remember the 5 dancing Israeli Jews? Lady called the police. They tracked the van down and found all kinds of incriminating evidence inside that van on regarding 9/11. How about the Israeli art students that had full access to the World Trade Center in their core buildings? They had temporary construction access, and in one of the photos they have this stuff, I think it's called C18 or something. You see it in the photo, all lined up on the side of the wall. And when you look at that and Google it, you find out that that is a fuse material for demolition type stuff. And the Israeli art students, think about that. What the hell kind of art student would need full top to bottom construction access to both buildings so they can make this little thing on one floor? That's because they were not Israeli art students. It was probably the Mossad or some type of military contractor from Israel who was loading up the building to take it down. You see it in the freaking photos. Stuff lining the wall. You look at the part number, it's a fuse material. Case closed. Yeah, but the hijacker... Case closed. Fuse material in a photo from the suspicious Israelis inside the Twin Towers. Case is closed. And it makes you wonder, the 5 dancing Israelis, right? Makes you wonder if that's the same art students who were down there waiting. You know, we lined it up with explosives. You know, the explosives were probably already in there from a long time ago. And they just had to wire them properly so they could be set off when needed. That's my opinion on that part. And then 9/11 happens, and they're down there getting ready to watch their work. Their artwork. And the buildings collapse, and they're down there cheering and dancing and laughing. A lady looks outside her window, sees this down in the parking lot, calls the police to explain what she's witnessing while these buildings are falling. These guys are down here cheering and dancing, and they're of Middle Eastern descent. The police catch up to them, stop the van. Incriminating evidence inside that van. You also have the Israeli company, the moving company, that was in the World Trade Center towers. Of course, that's what they were doing business out of, a moving company, of all things. And they abruptly move out right before 9/11. But their vans, their moving vans, which you can go type this in, moving company 9/11, Israeli moving company 9/11. Just Google it. You'll see pictures immediately of the pictures you will see of their moving vans, which are painted, big box trucks, you know. And it's a depiction of the World Trade Center, New York City, with a plane crashing into a building, about to crash into the building. So we have Israeli art students with fuse material in their photograph. We have the dancing Israelis with incriminating evidence inside the van. I mean, what else do we need? What else do we need to do here? Those same 5 Israelis were some of the only people on the face of the earth in America who were allowed to get back on a plane when everyone else could not and ship back to Israel. Hush, hush, FBI did it. Because the cop that caught them, FBI was involved, and he gave a little mediocre interview and basically essentially said, I can't talk about it, I don't want to talk about it anymore, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. And you can tell he was told, essentially, like, nothing's going to happen to these guys. Yeah, we understand what you saw when you did your investigation. What you found inside that van was incriminating as hell. We know the FBI got that material, and then they, through you-know-who, George Bush and the club, authorized them to get put back on the planes, go back home, everything's good. And then one of them, or was it 2 of them together, I believe it was the one that was talking on an Israeli talk show. And the lady asked him, well, what were you guys, oh my God, like he's telling the story how they were there, and they got, they had to come back, and what were you guys doing there anyways in the first place? Oh, we wanted to witness the event. That was his answer. They have so much power and control, they don't care. They can flaunt what they've done. Because as they like to refer to us sheeple, white sheeple, we are the goyim. In other words, we are the peasant. And what the hell are you going to do as a peasant is essentially what they're saying. So I got to say, I don't know of any more dates to be looking out for as far as movies and things go other than today. We had the 23rd, 24th of last month. It was all over the movies. Surprisingly, nothing has really happened of great epic proportions due to that date or on that date. The only other date is today. So after today, I don't know anybody, any conspiracy theorists, anybody else that's going to say, oh, well, no, it's next year on this date or there's nothing, literally, there's nothing left. This is it. So either the club is going to plan another terrorist attack or some kind of event. And today's the day where they're going to do it. Because they told us so in the movies. Back to the Future, etc. Or it's going to go out with a fizzle. And not a damn thing's going to happen. Remains to be seen now, doesn't it? It's early in the morning. Let's see what happens. Take care.